us. Niggas be envious. I know why they hating on us. Could've stopped so fabulous. I'ma be real on us. Nobody got nothing on us. Girls be all on us from London back down to the US. We rockin' this contagious. Monkey business outrageous. Just confess your girl admits that we the shit. FRESH we fresh. GEF that's right we different. We definite. BEP we reppin' it. So turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up. Come on baby just pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. And side. Yo, yo. Turn up the radio. Blast your stereo right now. This joint is fizzling. It's sizzling right. You check this out right here.
Run from me. It's my time. Kamala Harris.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude.
They will actually succeed in Dempting him.
These allegations are false.
It's most likely to be a highly infectious virus rather than a war.
Out of $1,400,000,000, excuse me, $1,400,000,000,000. It's hard to even say it so much. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down.
The future of this country has never been better.
And again, I got hairy legs. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap.
Joe Biden, wake up.
In a sense, I don't know why we're surprised by Trump. How many times does he have to prove we can't be trusted? But, you know, it's like, whoa, I feel worse off. But then again, I didn't get a check for $8,000 from the government. They just, among other things. Does that make any sense to anybody, or is it just me? America's a failing nation. You got the vaccination? Yeah. Are you okay? I mean, you seem, no, it works. Or you know, or the mom and dad, or the neighbor, or when you go to church, or when you're, no, I really mean it. There are trusted interlocutors. Think of the people, if your kid wanted to find out whether or not there's a man on the moon, or whatever, you know, something, or, you know, whether those aliens are here or not, you know, who are the people they talk to beyond the kids who love talking about it? Well, they should have said that. And if Putin attacks a NATO ally, we will defend every inch of NATO which the treaty requires and calls for. We'll have something that we do not seek. Make it clear, we do not seek. We do not seek to have American troops fighting in Russia, or fighting against Russia. He got shot down in New Guinea, and they never found the body because there used to be a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea. You guys are a bad influence on me. On my watch, instead of Infrastructure Week, America's having Infrastructure Decade. Over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000, 300 million, trillion, trillion, million, trillion, trillion, million, 300 million, trillion, trillion, million, trillion, trillion, million, billion, 300 million, trillion, trillion, million dollars. Trump just talks the talk. We walk the walk. Meanwhile, Donald Trump still thinks windmills cause cancer. That's what he said. By the way, remember when he was trying to deal with COVID? He said, just inject a little bleach in your veins. He missed it, all went to his hair. Director of my Office of Science and Technology. Where's Ari? Where is she? Stand up, kid. I like that dress. Let him see your gown. We'll teach Donald Trump a valuable lesson. Don't mess with the women in America unless you want to get the benefit. And as I said to you maybe before we started, I don't remember how I said it when we started, is that you got roughly 25 students from K through 12 in every single class. 25 out of 100 students come from Spanish-speaking homes. How in God's name can we ignore that? It's our future. It's our future. Elect me. I'm in the 20th century.
You can call me Joe, and I said, can I call you Joe B1 Kenobi?
They want to undo what they finally got done. And then what we finally got done and to make up for it. They want to give power back to Big Pharma. Trump and his MAGA allies want to repeal the most significant investments in climate ever. The work that you risk your life doing lots of it. You know, and he wants to risk all those jobs. Are you surprised? I'm not. Going through a neighborhood or a rural town in the West or something and see big signs that have a Trump sign in the middle that says F. Biden, and having a little kid standing with his middle finger, 7 years old, 8 years old. Well, I promise it happens all the time. It's not who we are. The point I'm making is this. We are, think of it this way. If the United States wasn't leading the world, who could step up to do it? No, not a joke. What other country? What other country? I've known every major world leader for the last 35 years. I know them all by their first names, not a joke, not because I'm important, because of the nature of my job when I was Foreign Relations Committee and a senior senator. And, you know, the rest of the world looks to us. I walk in a room, no matter whether it's the G7 or the G20, wherever it is, and they all look to me. Not me, Joe Biden, America. Because they know we are the essential nation. And, you know, Madeleine Albright wrote about us. She was absolutely right. Absolutely right. And we have a chance. We have an incredible chance. Including the Senkaku Islands is unwavering. And increased economic growth. Folks, imagine what we can do next. 4 more years. 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 Are you ready? 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. Are you ready to move forward? Well, thank you. We're all ready. We're ready to move forward, not back. Are you ready to choose unity over division, dignity over hate, truth over lies? Are you ready to choose freedom over democracy? For democracy? We can do this. I give you my word as a Biden, I've never been more optimistic about our future in my entire career. Just remember who we are. And I mean this. Think about it. We are the United States of America, and there's nothing beyond our capacity. Nothing, nothing, nothing.
McDonald's is a place to rock. It is a restaurant where they buy food to eat. It is a good place to listen to the music. People flock here to get down to the rock music.
Can I give it to these guys here? Take it.
Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. McDonald's will make you fat. They serve Big Macs. They serve quarter pounders. They will put pounds on you.
Never touch.
Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's.
Wait a minute.
Rock and roll McDonald's.
I'm very superstitious. Let's over the left shoulder. I mean, that's thousands of people. Hello, how are you? What a beautiful woman. Look at a beautiful child, the whole thing. It's like the perfect looking person. That's good. That's the compliment. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Hi, Mom. Look at Mom over there. Thank you very much. Thank you, darling. You have a great mom? Good or great? That's right. You knew what to say. Thank you very much. Thank you, darling. Wow, so nice.
Right, you're doing a good job.
Okay, these are nice people we're meeting, huh? Okay, got it. Harry, look at this guy. I'm not going to mess with him, huh? How you doing, sir? You look fantastic. Hello.
McDonald's hamburgers are the worst.
How are you?
They are worse than Burger King. A Big Mac has 26 grams of fat. A quarter pounder has 28 grams of fat. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's.
I like this shop. I think I might come back and do it again. It's Kamala's birthday. She's 60 years old. Yes, I would say happy birthday, Kamala. She's turning 60.
Did you get her some fries?
I think I'll get her some flowers. Maybe I'll get her some fries. You're right, that might be. I'll give her some McDonald's. I'll get her a McDonald's hamburger. No, it is her birthday. That is true, right? Happy birthday, Kamala. Happy birthday. See you later. Bye. Thank you, everybody.
But kiddo, I want you to just take a look.
The youngest new face in the U.S. Senate next year will be that of Democrat Joseph Biden of Delaware.
I expect these fellows are going to eventually judge me on my merit, not on my age, and I have to establish that merit, assuming there is any there. I don't think it's going to be much of a problem. Beyond having other senators' staffs think I'm applying for a job or as a page or something.
Would you like to see some changes in the seniority system?
Well, I would like to see some changes in the seniority system, but and it's not going to make any difference my saying this, but it's not because I'm 30 and coming in. I think that the seniority system has many more drawbacks than it has merits. Where I'm not going to lead any move to change that in my formative years in the Senate, but were there to be such a vote to come up, I clearly would vote to eliminate the seniority system.
For all the stuff about gaps, I don't think there have been any real gaps. Oh, I never make any big gaps. I made my city of Wilmington, Delaware, on a smaller scale. It's a large, very identifiable Somali community. I might add, if you ever come to the train station with me, you'll notice that I have great relationships with them because there's an awful lot of driving cabs. The president has a big stick. For real. I'm not being solicitous. I'm being serious.
And confidence. I've got a lot of thanks to give out here. First and foremost to my perfect wife, Stephanie.
Repeat after me. Do you solemnly swear, not repeat after me.
If we fall for, you know, a bunch of bing bing bong 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 bong.
provocative, tweets, funny, sounds provocative, tweets, funny, sounds provocative, tweets, funny, sounds provocative,
Pocahontas. Bing, bing. No, she's got this goofy friend. White cheekbones. She's a basket case. Donald Trump. Oh, boy. Goofus.
Accepting on behalf of George Soros is Alex Soros. The Presidential Medal of Freedom is awarded to George Soros. Born into a Jewish family in Hungary, George Soros escaped Nazi occupation to build a life of freedom for himself and countless others around the world. Educated in England, he settled in America as he became an investor and philanthropist, supporting key pillars of open societies, rights and justice, equity and equality, freedom now and in the future. His inspiring generosity reminds us all of our capacity and our obligation to stand up to the abuse of power and to be guardians of democracy and all people yearning to be free.
You know, you're really beautiful. And a woman that looks like that has to have her own special scent.
Oh, thank you. Maybe you could tell me what you think of this scent.
I like that.
This may be the best of all. Oh, you dirty boy, you. Oh. Donald, I thought you were a gentleman.
You can't say I didn't try.
Mayor Giuliani, he's given away over $2 billion.
My son was not a loser, he's not a sucker. You're the sucker, you're the loser. Every single thing he said is a lie. Every single one.
This man is a criminal. This man, you're lucky. You're lucky.
For molesting a woman in public, for doing a whole range of things, of having sex with a porn star.
I didn't have sex with a porn star, number one. We had a very terrible judge, a horrible judge, Democrat. The prosecutor were all high-ranking Democrats, appointed people.
What I'm going to do is fix the tax system. For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America. And what's happening? They're in a situation where they, in fact, pay 8.2% in taxes. If they just paid 24%, 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise $500 million. $billion, I should say, in a 10-year period. We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our health care system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare because all of these people are coming in. They're putting them on Medicare. They're putting them on Social Security. They're going to destroy Social Security. This man is going to single-handedly destroy Social Security. These millions and millions of people coming in, they're trying to put them on Social Security. 51 years ago, he had Roe v. Wade, and everybody wanted to get it back to the states. Everybody, without exception. Democrats, Republicans, liberals, conservatives. He can take the life of the baby in the 9th month and even after birth, because some states, Democrat run, take it after birth. Again, the former governor of Virginia, put the baby down, then we decide what to do with it. So he's willing to, as we say, rip the baby out of the womb in the 9th month and kill the baby. Nobody wants that to happen, Democrat or Republican. Nobody wants it to happen.
That is simply not true. The Roe v. Wade does not provide for that. That's not the circumstance. Only a woman's life is in danger. She's going to die. That's the only circumstance in which that can happen. But we are not for late-term abortion, period. Period, period. We're in a state where in 6 weeks, you don't even know whether you're pregnant or not, but you cannot see a doctor and have him decide on what your circumstances are.
What's happened to our country in the last 4 years is not to be believed. Foreign countries, I'm friends with a lot of people, they cannot believe what happened to the United States of America. We're no longer respected. They don't like us. We give them everything they want, and they think we're stupid. They think we're very stupid people. What we're doing for other countries, and they do nothing for us. What this man has done is absolutely criminal.
Veterans are a hell of a lot better off since they passed the PACT Act. 1 million of them now have insurance, and their families have it. Their families have it because what happened, whether it was Agent Orange or burn pits, they're all being covered now. And his group opposed that. We're also in a situation where we have great respect for veterans. My son spent a year in Iraq. Lived in one next to one of those burn pits, came back with stage 4 glioblastoma. I was recently in France for the D-Day, and I spoke all about those heroes that died. I went to the World War II cemetery, World War I cemetery, he refused to go there. He was standing with his 4-star general, and he told me, he said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker, you're the loser.
To think that I would, in front of generals and others, say suckers and losers. We have 19 people that said it was never said by me. He made up the suckers and losers, so he should apologize to me right now.
4-star general standing to your side who was on your staff who said you said it, period. That's number one. And number two, the idea that I have to apologize to you for anything along the line. We've done more for veterans than any president has in American history. You ever hear any presidents say that they thought Hitler had some good ideas? What got me involved to run the first place after my son had died, I decided in Iraq, because of Iraq, I said I wasn't going to run again until I saw what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia. People coming out of the woods carrying swastikas on torches, and singing the same anti-Semitic bile they sang back in Germany.
He didn't run because of Charlottesville. He ran because it was his last chance. He's not equipped to be president. You know it, and I know it. It's ridiculous. We have a debate. We're trying to justify his presidency. His presidency, he's without question, the worst presidency in the history of our country.
I give you my word, I had no intention of running again.
And I do want to pop up this live image right here as we have been over in Angola. We've seen the trip from President Biden. He is there meeting with some of the officials in that location. He spoke maybe about 30 minutes ago and broke down a little bit more about the investments that were being made in that area. And right now he is taking part in a meeting here with, again, some of the other officials in that location. Not sure. It looks like there might be audio, so let's pop it up to see if we can hear anything.
Aiming at aligning this project with national priorities and other bilateral and regional commitments. In closing, allow me to reiterate Tanzania's commitment to regional integration and shared prosperity. We note the progress made on the development of the Lobito Corridor and commend the visionary leadership that has brought this initiative to life. And it is through such partnerships and innovations that Africa's Agenda 2063 will be realized. I thank you. Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
International meetings, they fly those with me. You know what they call that car?
每一次我到外面去，这车都跟着我，你知道它叫什么吗？
They call it the Beast.
野兽。
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
I'd say it was during the Biden administration when they were trying to roll out the vaccine program. And I'm generally pretty pro rolling out vaccines. I think on balance, the vaccines are more positive than negative. But I think that while they're trying to pushed that program, they also tried to censor anyone who was basically arguing against it. And they pushed us super hard to take down things that were honestly were true, right? I mean, they basically pushed us and said, you know, anything that says that vaccines might have side effects, you basically need to take down. And I was just like, well, we're not going to do that. Like, we're clearly not going to do that. I mean, that is kind of inarguably true.
Who is they? Who's telling you to take down things that
it was
that talk about vaccine side effects?
It was people in the Biden administration.
Put your head on my shoulder, hold me in your arms, baby. Won't you squeeze me once, show me.
Everybody knows I like kids better than people.
Look at them.
Now, very important thing I told my daughter and granddaughter, no serious guys in your 30s.
Okay.
No what? No serious guys in your 30s.
A game you just can't win. If there's a way.
Thank you all for your patience.
How old are you? 11 years old. Talk to me before we leave.
Put your head on my shoulder.
People are waiting for relief. I got them $1.9 trillion relief so far. They're going to be getting checks in the mail that are consequential this week for childcare. A lot has been happened already, number one. Number two, I'm going to fight like heck. Just remind them, I wrote the bill on the environment. Democracy.
As I bring on Congresswoman Maloney, I want to join the distinguished chairman in acknowledging legislation of other members of Congress that are contained in the chairman's legislation that they are putting forth, and chairwoman's. And I also want to acknowledge Maxine Waters is doing some very important work on this subject, not part of this package, but part of preserving our democracy. With that, I'm pleased to yield to the distinguished chairwoman of the Government Reform and Oversight.
Il y a des voleurs, des pédophiles, les rues ne sont plus sur ville. Il y a des tueurs, il y a des guerres, on finira tous en poussière. Il y a la misère, les maladies, et puis les stars de l'académie. Mais t'as de beaux yeux, tu sais, t'as de beaux yeux, et la vie c'est plutôt pas mal. Mais t'as de beaux yeux, tu sais, t'as de beaux yeux, tant de beauté, sous les étoiles, ça doit te lourder. Tous tintouins, des gens qui sont contents de rien, qui trouvent toujours de quoi se plaindre, qui oublient de rire, mais pas de gêne. Déjà les saisons se détraquent, la pollution passe à l'attaque. Y'a plein d'étrangers dans les rues, les fils balades, moitié nus, où sont passées les bonnes manières, avec mon papa dans le cimetière.
We like to troll. We like to go the night before one of their primaries. We do a little trolling. It's called we do a little trolling.
Governor Walz, you said you were in Hong Kong during the deadly Tiananmen Square protests in the spring of 1989. But Minnesota Public Radio and other media outlets are reporting that you actually didn't travel to Asia until August of that year. Can you explain that discrepancy?
Yeah, so look, my commitment has been from the beginning to make sure that I'm there for the people, to make sure that I get this right. I will say more than anything, Many times I will talk a lot. I will get caught up in the rhetoric. But being there, the impact it made, the difference it made in my life, I learned a lot about China. I hear the critiques of this. I would make the case that Donald Trump should have come on one of those trips with us. I guarantee you he wouldn't be praising Xi Jinping about COVID. And I guarantee you he wouldn't start a trade war that he ends up losing. So this is about trying to understand the world. It's about trying to do the best you can for your community. And then it's putting yourself out there and letting your folks understand what it is. My commitment, whether it be through teaching, which I was good at, or whether it was being a good soldier or was being a good member of Congress, those are the things that I think are the values that people care about.
Governor, just to follow up on that, the question was, can you explain the discrepancy?
All I said on this was I got there that summer and misspoke on this. So I will just, that's what I've said. So I was in Hong Kong and China during the democracy protests went in. And from that, I learned a lot of what needed to be in governance.
Happy Earth Day, everyone. I'm so excited to be here today with Senator Sanders, Senator Markey, and President Biden.
That's important foreign products. I'm exporting their product. Are you ready to choose freedom over democracy? Because that's America. Yes.
And to make a long story short, we thought it would be less just dancing and drinking. And not that these guys opposed it, but there'd be college girls there. And it turns out we go to the beach and all locals, and there's nobody there.
My grandfather would tell me when I walked out the door in North Washington Avenue, Scranton. If I have all three of them on my side, I don't worry about anything.
And there was this young woman that was particularly attractive, I thought. I said, I'm going to go talk to her.
And Representative Ocasio-Cortez in New York, you know, I learned a long time ago, listen to that lady.
Don't tell me this is about consistency. Don't tell me that this is about a condemnation of anti-Semitic remarks when you have a member of the Republican caucus who has talked about Jewish space lasers and an entire amount of tropes and also elevated her to some of the highest committee assignments in this body. This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
You know, I was a kid. I was taught by the Norbertines in a public school. Well, you know, they always were worried we were going to go to Jesuit colleges because they said you guys are too liberal. Thank God for the Jebbies.
I go to jump over, I trip, fall flat in my ass. And she said, oh, that's okay, it's all right. And I said, I got up and the stupid thing to say, I said, you know, I think I'm going to marry you.
Not in my household, not in my neighborhood. Referred to as PFAS, P-FAS-.
And I was going to just drink it and get drunk. And I could never bring myself to do it. And I actually thought about it, you know, you don't have to be crazy to commit suicide. If you've been to the top of the mountain, you think it's never going to be there again. And just a brief moment, I thought maybe I just go to the Delaware Memorial Bridge and jump.
She's not only the only person receiving this medal. She is a, you know, it's not the reason she's getting it, just because she's Delaware, although I keep looking at her. I'm Pittsburgh, and I really mean it.
The Soviet Union doesn't exist. The Warsaw Pact is through. Who are you worried about? Iraq? Panama? Who are you worried about? I'll tell you who I'm worried about.
The president, he wasn't even in it. I mean, he didn't get it. Doesn't understand. I don't know what's going on. The fundamental difference is you got a guy who still is stuck in the past in everything. I mean, you know, what skills he had as a leader in the Cold War are irrelevant. Oh, I'm going to be chairman of the Judiciary Committee, helping put through 3 or 4 really sound, first-rate Supreme Court justices, pray God.
Don't jump! They want to undo what they finally got done. And then what we finally got done to make up for it. They want to
country. They want to give power back to Big Pharma. I've gone around the world, literally, not figuring, meeting with the leading architects of AI. There always have been compelling value sets for business in America. One of those value sets is revenge and retribution.
But Europe cannot stay united without the United States. There is no moral center in Europe.
He wants to cut Social Security and Medicare. He says there's a lot we can do in terms of cutting. I got one really serious idea how to cut. Canada. Anyway, God bless you. Now, this spring is here. The seasons and allergies are upon us. We're on the rise even more. The guy is not a Democrat with a small d. There's not a legitimate right to use hate speech. There's not a legitimate right. There's a Trump banner with a FU on it and a 6-year-old kid putting up his middle finger.
The British, or the Germans, or the Belgians, or the Italians.
Director of my Office of Science and Technology. Where's Ari? Where is she? Stand up, kid. I like that dress. Let him see your gown.
Here to sing the theme from Green Acres, please welcome Donald Trump and Will and Grace's Karen Walker.
Is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me. Land spreading out so far and wide. East Manhattan, just give me that countryside.
You think where I'd rather stay? I get allergic smelling hay. Just adore a penthouse view. Darling, I love you. Give me Park Avenue.
The George.
The George.
Fresh air.
Trump Tower.
You are my wife.
Goodbye, city lights.
Green Acres, we are there.
That sometimes people will open the door for you and leave it open. Sometimes they won't. And then you need to kick that fucking door down. Excuse my language.
Well, shout out to Ursher, baby. You don't have to call the Vice President of the United States to come to cheer on and support her Howard University Bison and join me with the second gentleman in the University. You'll never buy my love. No other thing that's as precious to me. And a heart that beats and a heart that's true. Something that you got to know, they say. These presents don't really come for free. Your paycheck don't mean that much to me. Just take my hand and hold me tight. You'll never buy
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context.
O'Rourke voted against the border wall. Oh, that's a good thing to him. He voted against Kate's law, and he voted for Obama amnesty.
The changes I just described are accelerating. I mean, if you ask me right now, the thing that is not talked about enough, but is coming to your neighborhood faster than you think, this AI revolution is not made up. It's not overhyped. You are already, they're probably, I know I was talking to some people backstage who are associated with businesses here in the Hartford community. I guarantee you're going to start seeing shifts in white-collar work as a consequence of what these new AI models can do. And so that's going to be more disruption, and it's going to speed up, which is why one of the things I discovered as president is most of the problems we face are not simply technical problems. If we want to solve climate change, we probably do need some new battery technologies, and we need to make progress in terms of getting to zero emission carbons. But if we were organized, right now we could reduce our emissions by 30% with existing technologies. It'd be a big deal. But getting people organized to do that is hard. Most of the problems we have to do with how do we cooperate and work together. Not, do we have a 10-point plan or the absence of it. Public schools, we know how to teach kids effectively. But organizing school boards and making sure adequate funding is there and making sure that teachers can teach, and that's what's hard. So if you ask me right now what is our biggest challenge, I go back to what I talked about earlier. Our biggest challenge right now is we need democracy and social cohesion and trust more than ever, and it's probably as weak as it's been since I've been alive. And that's a bad combination. And so if we're going to fix all these other problems, if we're going to deal with climate change effectively, if we're going to deal with this AI revolution in a smart way, if we're going to address economic inequality, it is going to start with a reaffirmation of our ability to work collectively together. If we don't do that, then the other stuff is not going to get solved.
I'm going to turn this over to Roy. Roy, the podium is yours. I'm going to be fine with your jokes, but I'm not sure about dark Brandon.
Imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know? What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
Who we can be unburdened by who we have been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
Where we can be unburdened by where we have been and unburdened by where we are right now.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What could be unburdened by what had been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
Unburdened by what has been, believing in what can be.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
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 What can be
unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What could be, unburdened by what had been. What can be, unburdened by what has 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 been. What can be, what should be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. See what can be unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. Unburdened by what has been, and knowing what can be. Have a sense of vision about what can be unburdened by what has been. See what can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What could be, unburdened by what had been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. Where we can be, unburdened by where we've been. What was possible, unburdened by what has been. What can be, 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 unburdened by what has been. That can be, unburdened by what has been.
There are those who are unable to see what can be, but there are many more who are able to see what can be unburdened by what has been.
$250 million people are not garbage. I can tell you who the real garbage is, but we won't say that.
All right, guys.
Well, I think the Democrats have done a very poor job. We're leading in every state. We're leading big, and I think that the comment made by really both of them, because there are really two of them, about being garbage, maybe 250 million people, they shouldn't be talking. That's like deplorable to Hillary. This is the deplorable to Hillary. And I think this is worse, actually. For Joe Biden to make that statement, it's really a disgrace. How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden. And Joe Biden should be ashamed of himself if he knows what he's even doing. His name is Elon Musk. He saved free speech. He created so many different great things. Where is he? Come on up here, Elon. He created the first major American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Yes, take over.
Hi, everyone. As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
Please welcome, a son of Balanar and the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden.
I see the light. Hello, Mayo. It's great to be here with you all. It's great to be back in Battleground during your 300th anniversary.
얼마나 많은 역사의 도전들을 짚으시며 공과 혁명을 보이해온 붉은 정창입니까? 한중앙의 다리에 철벽의 진을 치러 일어나 제국주의 검은 폭제를 자위 자력의 총대로 짓부셔버린 일당백 전투정신의 재연자들이 금결의 위훈 정청마다 가슴마다 빛내이며 파도쳐 흘러갑니다.
But lost in space, I think we got there all too soon. But you know what? I'm coming back for you, baby. I'm coming back for you.
Sir, it is my esteemed pleasure to introduce Mr. and Mrs. Donald Trump.
It's the Donald! Oh my God!
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
You talk about extreme.
Choose your fighter.
I created one of the greatest economies in the history of our country. I'll do it again and even better.
And what we have done is clean up Donald Trump's mess.
We took in billions and billions of dollars, as you know, from China.
Well, but I'm going to tell you all in this debate tonight, you're going to hear from the same old tired playbook.
China, they're taking in billions of dollars from China. China was paying us hundreds of billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars.
A bunch of lies, grievances, and name-calling.
She was the border czar. She doesn't want to be called the border czar because she's embarrassed by the border. She doesn't have a plan. She copied Biden's plan, and it's like 4 sentences, like run, spot, run.
Donald Trump has no plan for you.
People can't go out and buy cereal or bacon or eggs or anything else. The people of our country are absolutely dying with what they've done. She believed 3 years ago and 4 years ago is out the window. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. She's gone to my philosophy. But if she ever got elected, she'd change it. And it will be the end of our country. She's a Marxist. Everybody knows she's a Marxist. Her father's a Marxist professor in economics, and he taught her well. But when you look at what she's done to our country...
Donald Trump actually has no plan for you because he is more interested in defending himself than he is in looking out for you.
But her vice presidential pick says abortion in the 9th month is absolutely fine. He also says execution after birth. It's execution, no longer abortion, because the baby is born, is okay. And that's not okay with me.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born.
The government, and Donald Trump certainly, should not be telling a woman what to do with her body.
Will she allow abortion in the 8th month, 9th month, 7th month? Okay, would you do that?
I'll tell you something. He's going to talk about immigration a lot tonight, even when it's not the subject that is being raised. And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early, out of exhaustion and boredom.
People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. What's going on here, you're going to end up in World War III, just to go into another subject, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
I just want to clarify here, you bring up Springfield, Ohio, as there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television say my dog was taken, and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
but
television.
But the people on
I'm taking it from
television
the city
saying their
manager.
dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice
We'll
President
find
Harris,
out.
I'll let you respond to the rest of what you heard.
Talk about extreme.
When somebody does a bad job, I'd fire him.
I think this is so rich, coming from someone who has been prosecuted for national security crimes, economic crimes, election interference, has been found liable for sexual assault, and his next big court appearance is in November at his own criminal sentencing.
Excuse me. Every one of those cases was started by them against their political opponent. And then they say, oh, he's a criminal. They're the ones that made them go after me. They used it to try and win an election. They're fake cases.
President Trump.
They took a bullet to the head because of the things that they say about me.
My values have not changed. And what is important is that there is a president who actually brings values and a perspective that is about lifting people up and not beating people down and name calling.
Wait a minute, I'm talking now. You don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar? She went out.
I was at the Capitol on January 6th, and on that day, the President of the United States incited a violent mob.
We have a nation that is dying, David.
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. So let's be clear about that. And clearly he is having a very difficult time processing that. And world leaders are laughing at Donald Trump.
We had no problems when Trump was president. But when this weak, pathetic man that you saw at a debate just a few months ago, that if he weren't in that debate, he'd be running instead of her. She got no votes. He got 14 million votes. 14 million votes, and they threw him out of office. And you know what? I'll give you a little secret. He hates her. He can't stand her.
He's trying to, again, divide and distract. It is well known that he admires dictators, wants to be a dictator on day one, according to himself.
Where is our president? We don't even know if he's a president.
And just to clarify
they
here.
threw him out of a campaign like a dog. We don't even know. Is he our president? But we have a president,
Mr. President,
that doesn't know he's alive.
Well, first of all, it's important to remind the former president you're not running against Joe Biden, you're running against me.
Quiet, please. They sent her in to negotiate with Zelensky and Putin, and she did. And the war started 3 days later.
You're going to hear a bunch of lies coming from this fellow. And that is another one.
How do you believe it's appropriate to weigh in on the racial identity of your opponent?
Don't, and I don't care. I don't care what she is. I don't care. You make a big deal out of something, I couldn't care less. Whatever she wants to be is okay with me.
But those were your words, so I'm
I don't
asking.
know. I don't know. I mean, all I can say is I read where she was not black, that she put out, and I'll say that. And then I read that she was black, and that's okay. Either one was okay with me. That's up to her.
Clearly, I am not Joe Biden, and I am certainly not Donald Trump. I never asked a victim or a witness, are you a Republican or a Democrat? The only thing I ever asked them, are you okay? And that's the kind of president we need right now. Someone who cares about you and is not putting themselves first.
We're a nation that's in serious decline. We're being laughed at all over the world. All over the world they're laughed. I know the leaders very well. They're coming to see me. They call me. We're laughed at all over the world. They don't understand what happened to us as a nation. We're not a leader. We don't have any idea what's going on. The worst president, the worst vice president in the history of our country.
Pal, I'll give you my presidential hat. Presidential seal on it.
You want to autograph it?
Oh, sure I'll autograph it.
Huh?
Yeah.
You remember your name?
I don't remember my name. I'm slow.
You're old part. You're an old part.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm an old guy.
And you're an old part.
I know you would know about that.
What?
About being old.
Oh, I know.
All right.
I'm a young timer.
It reminds me of the guys I grew up with. There was always one in the neighborhood.
Well, I'm the only one.
There you go, man. I need that hat.
You want my autograph?
Hell no.
You know my name. Come on.
I ain't going that far.
Yeah, you said you would do a selfie. There you go. Hey, I'm proud of you now. Huh?
Just remember, no eating dogs and cats.
Hey, they're good.
Thank you.
They're good. Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I hope you like the pizza.
I said, let's go put the bear in Central Park and we'll make it look like he got hit by a bike. It'll be funny for people. So everybody thought that's a great idea. So we went and did that, and we thought it would be amusing for whoever found it or something. The next day, it was like, it was on every television station. It was the front page of every paper.
I felt that politics is just a place for wealthy people and connected people and corrupt people. And I am neither one of those things. And I even if I wanted to lie, I'm not a good liar.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going. Money is a good thing.
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
The zoo has come to town. Thank you for letting us come in here. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, babe. Okay, yeah. She doesn't want to be on film, guys, so just cut her out of anything. I'll give you that. Okay. How long do you want to know?
I'm here since the beginning of July.
Okay.
For this year.
Okay, good. How much do you serve?
Almost 2 years.
Okay, good. Just everything, yeah, there'll be a lot of glaze here, some sprinkle stuff, some of these cinnamon rolls, whatever it's good. How long has this place been around?
About 4 years.
About 4 years? Okay. How long have you been here? Okay, good.
It's been the honor of my lifetime to serve as your president. I love the job, but I love my country more. I love my country more, and we need to preserve our democracy. In 2024, we need you to vote. We need you to keep the Senate. We need you to win back the House of Representatives. And above all, we need you to beat Donald Trump.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Moving to spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you.
Ready?
Move.
Up.
Move. Go.
Up. Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here. Move it to spare.
Spare, get ready. Spare, get ready.
We ready?
Down. Down.
Are we good? Shooters down. Shooters down.
down. Are we good to move?
We're clear. Let's move. We're clear.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down. My shoes.
Watch out.
I've been called out by everybody for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Homer Simpson, Mike Tyson, Vince McMahon, like everybody's going crazy over this thing. I guess they want to see whether or not it's my real hair, which it is. So here's what I'm gonna do. Miss Universe and Miss USA, I own it. They're here. They're gonna really do a number on me. I'm challenging President Obama, my son Donald, my son Eric. Let's go, ladies. What a mess.
One question, Mr. President. We just got information that Donald Trump won by one vote. Mr. President, can you tell us who you voted for?